When the generation next is less than us, that means we have committed a crime against humanity. Activity. As a rule, I never appeared in the media, never printed a brochure or a poster or any kind of publicity material.
Sadhguru, you have launched outreach programs which were quite, Rally for Rivers, youth. So normally spirituality is seen as in insulation. It's not seen with, associating with the masses. How do you do it?
See, who is seeing spirituality as an isolation? You just referred to Gautam Buddha. All his life, 40 years of his enlightened life, every day, he traveled from village to village, town to town, continuously engaging with people. Is that isolation? Well, periods of isolation might have been there. The problem is, all these conclusions have come because they saw a calendar image of a yogi sitting like this and anthills growing around him and whatever. Well, there might have been a period like that of withdrawal. See, right now you are a journalist, you are out in the world. When you were doing your, let us say, your masters or whatever, were you not withdrawn? For study, I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe because your examination demanded only 2 months of study, you withdrew for 2 months, but maybe for a yogi, he withdrew for a few more years, depending on what he's striving for. So, we are taking that withdrawal period as life. No, you just look back and see, anybody that you consider as spiritual in this country, they've all been out engaged with people, always. Somebody might have withdrawn, it's his choice also, how long he wants to withdraw, how long he wants to be out. First 20 years of my activity, as a rule, I never appeared in the media, never printed a brochure or a poster or any kind of publicity material. Only by word of mouth people came. They came in millions. Today we are out because of various reasons, because I see in the next… in my vision, I see in the next 15 to 25 years, there's a tremendous possibility to raise human consciousness to a different level. There are various aspects to this. One important thing is, I was in Bangalore city, there were over 8,000 people in this program. Just casually I asked them, how many of you think you will go to heaven? Only 5 people raised their hands out of 8,000 people. 5 not 5,000, 5 If you had asked this question 50 years ago, probably 80% of the people would have raised their hands.
Why has it happened?
Heavens have collapsed. Heavens have collapsed because more people are beginning to think for themselves, especially women. See, 50 years ago, or let's say 100 years ago, most of the world, a woman was not even allowed to think, she was not supposed to think. If she thought anything other than what she was supposed to think, she got it, all right? So straight there, because women are beginning to think, 50% of the population has burst forth, right there. So people are beginning to think. There was a time when your book thought for you. There was a time when your pandit or priest thought for you. Now people are beginning to think for themselves. Once you think for yourself, there is a logical structure to your thought. Once there is a logical structure to your thought, all illogical things which have been forced upon you just collapse. Just collapse. So heavens are collapsing in people's minds. When heaven collapses, what happens? People will try to do desperate things here. So you will see consumption of alcohol and drug consumption is growing phenomenally across the world, huge. In India alone, in the last 25 years, it must have gone up 10,000%. What do you think?
Yeah, you spoke about it, I believe.
Yes, it's grown huge because people are trying to make the best out of here and chemicals seem to be the only answer. Now, what raising human consciousness means is, you conduct this consciously, you know how to be. Means what? You know how to be ecstatic by yourself. Well, it has a chemical basis. Every human experience has a chemical basis. This is the most sophisticated chemical factory on the planet, isn't it? The question is only, are you a great manager or a lousy manager? Why is it that we are not teaching them how to be great managers of their own chemical factory? So, this has to happen. This is why we are going all out worldwide, because we have simple methods. If somebody invests 20 minutes a day, 21 minutes a day, if they sit, their tears of ecstasy will flow. I can show you millions of people like this across the world. This needs to happen to a maximum number of people, otherwise people will go into chemicals big time. Right now, if you look at it, even affluent societies, United States, 70% of the people are on prescription medication. Another 30% of course buying in the back streets. 38% of European population, which has enjoyed the longest period of well-being, material well-being, 38% are on psychiatric medication. We are trying to push ourselves there quickly. Okay, right now in India, the consumption of medicine is very low because it's not available for a whole lot of people, they cannot afford it, all that stuff. But still the consumption of chemicals is low. But the water that you drink is poisoned. I don't know what kind of geniuses come up with these ideas, that you can poison the water, kill all the life in it and drink it as if it won't kill you. We must understand, from a single-celled animal to every life on this planet fundamentally is of the same design. We are all carbon-based life. If something kills a bacteria, it also kills me. It's only question of dosage. But over 50% of your body itself is bacteria. If you're drinking this poisonous water, what it is doing, nobody's asking. Now Western countries are going for this, how to purify water without adding poison to it. But in India, you take any water, it smells full of chlorine. We think we are super clean or super cleaned water. No, we have poisoned water, all right? If you put in bacteria, if it dies, that it means it's poison, isn't it? Water is poisoned, air is poisoned because of variety of reasons. Purification of air will happen, I believe, in the next 15 years' time, because electric cars, electric stuff and solar power is growing big time. With air, purification will happen. Our food is poisoned with chemicals and fertilizers and pesticides. So we are doing a big movement towards organic farming. In Tamil Nadu, over 30,000 farmers, we have taken them towards organic farming. They are coming for a 9-day program, paid program. Now on February 2nd, we have 3,000 farmers coming. Paid program, they're paying for it and coming because we want their commitment. We don't want just coming casually and going. So, your food is poisoned, your water is poisoned, your air is poisoned, and you're consuming chemicals and your recreational chemicals being consumed. Once somebody is on chemicals, then you cannot talk to him. When 90% of humanity or human populations reach a point where they start using chemicals, to be healthful chemicals, to be peaceful chemicals, to be joyful chemicals, to be ecstatic, of course, there is a drug named after it. Once this happens to 90% of the population, you cannot talk to them. Right now we are not there yet, we can still talk to them. This is why I'm on a tizzy around the world, talking to them, because I feel we have a window of a maximum of 15 to 25 years. If we don't turn human beings around, if we don't teach them how to simply sit here and be blissed out by your own nature, not because of what you drank or what you popped. If you do not do this now, I think at least 5, 6 generations of people you cannot talk to them. And above all, the next generation that we produce, if all of us are on chemicals, the next generation that we produce will be less than us. When the generation next is less than us, that means we have committed a crime against humanity.